Hi everybody, Fred the Pirate here to do a review of Green Lantern, the animated series, season 1, it's episode 22, Love is a Battlefield. Alright, so the summary for this episode is the forces of love and hate clash when the Star Sapphires summon Carol back to Zamaron to battle Atrocitus. Alright, so in this week's episode, Aya returns to the planet Zamaron um, to seek counsel with the Queen of the Zamarons, Agapo. And she wants Agapo to explain to her why should she keep the emotion love since it has caused her so much pain. And Aya now as the queen of the manhunters, considers it to be a useless emotion. So in doing so, she ends up harming Agapo, but Giata explains that the champion of love is Carol Ferris. So Aya has Carol as a Star Sapphire do battle with the freed Atrocitus. So, and while that's going on, Hal, Kilowog, and Razor are trying to get back to Oa so they can try to find Aya. But obviously, as Carol's battle with Atrocitus goes on, she ends up summoning Hal, and they end up tag teaming together to fight Atrocitus, and they eventually win, but at the cost of Giata's life because she sacrifices herself to save Hal. And so and while that's going on, at the same time, after they defeat Atrocitus, Kilowog and Razor also end up showing up towards the end of the episode. And towards the end of it, Aya decides, since Atrocitus has lost, but she doesn't want to consider that love won, that she decides towards the end of it that she is going to pick up where the anti-monitor left off, and that she is going to destroy all emotion feeling life, and that she will replace all life with emotionless machines like herself. And she decides that since Kilowog and Razor intervened, and that Hal almost intervened, that she says, it would be impractical to destroy the universe one planet at a time. So I'm going to devise a method to destroy all life in one instance. So I guess from now on, I guess Aya is the big bad of the series, or at least what's left of it, since I think this is like the second to last episode. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out. This was a pretty good episode. I mean, it was good to get back to the main plot of things since last episode we had a filler episode. The animation was really nice. The fight scenes were really good. I especially like how they animated the constructs. I'm not the biggest fan, I'll admit I'm not the biggest fan of CGI animation, but I think it works really well for this series, especially with a lot of the space travel and the animation of the constructs. I don't think that would look as nice in 2D analog animation, so I think it was a wise choice to go with the CGI. Um, Again, the fights were really nice. It was nice to see Carol and Hal team up, and it was kind of nice to see them reconcile. Um, it was also nice to see Aya be a badass, but at the same time, I still kind of have my grievances with that. It's cool that she's kind of becoming the big bad because she certainly is a very formidable character, but at the same time, I really don't like the fact that the only reason why she's evil is because she's a pissed off girlfriend. I mean, I would have liked her to become a bad guy for, I guess, less ridiculous reasons. I would have liked to see her, maybe power or ambition would have been great reasons to become a bad guy, but like, she becomes a bad guy for the reason that it seems like a lot of female characters become bad guys for, which is that, she got dumped, and I really dislike that. Because again, like I mentioned in my last review, I do really like Aya. I think she's a really cool character. And it was great watching the series having, such a strong female character. And, I feel that this is rather insulting to her character that, the only reason she becomes evil is because she got dumped. And I still have some issues with that. I kind of I'd kind of like for them to resolve this. I don't think that they're going to, though, because not because they don't want to, but obviously because the series got canceled, which is really unfortunate. I would have liked to see this get resolved, and I think if I am interpreting the name of the next episode right, I believe that we're gonna finally see some of the Orange Lanterns, if I'm reading the name right, because I think the episode title, I think it's La Felice, or I'm butchering that name. I believe that is the name of the Orange Lantern, and I know the Orange Lanterns that they deal with avarice or greed. So I think that might be showing up next episode if I'm interpreting the name right. So that'll be interesting because we've already seen the Blue Lanterns and their hope powers, and obviously we've seen obviously the violet, or I guess purple lantern, whichever color you want to go with, for love, and obviously the red lanterns for hate. So I think we've seen most of them. Obviously I don't think we're gonna see the Sinestro Corps, and we're probably not going to see the Indigo tribe, even though that would have, I think if this series would have been allowed to last long enough, we probably would have been able to see those. And maybe if it had been allowed long and to last long, we might have even been able to see, got into the plot line with the Black Lanterns, which that would have been really, really cool. Obviously, that's not going to happen, so I'm kind of hoping that next season we'll at least get to see um, the Orange Lantern, and I know he has the ability to kind of, he's like a parasite, and I know he can take on the powers and forms of different people, and I know he can kind of create an army of different people, when really I think it's just mostly himself, like he's the lone one, if I'm interpreting what I've read about him. Like, I'm not super familiar with the comics, so what I know is just reading stuff off of Wikipedia, so I think that that's how they explained his powers, from what I read, but that was a while ago. So I hope we get to see him, and obviously I hope it'll be nice to see where this storyline goes. So overall, I'm kind of really excited for next week's episode, and this was certainly a really good episode. So I think that has been the review of season 1, episode 22 of Green Lantern, the animated series. So I'll see you guys again next time. And remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. And let me know how you guys felt about the episode. Like parts you thought were cool and parts that maybe you didn't think were cool. But I'll see you guys again.